Hi guys, my name is Jean and I'm a part one M-Pharm student at the University of Reading. So as you can tell with my accent, I moved here and ended up doing BTEC when I moved here. I didn't go through the other type I didn't go through A level, I went through BTEC. And when I did BTEC, I did the BTEC level 3 extended diploma in applied science. And I got through into the pharmacy degree through the foundation program at the University of Reading. So I'm not sure if there's anyone here doing something similar to my BTEC right now, but at the time I did, the course was assessed through coursework and in-class tests. And I gained many skills thanks to BTEC that are coming quite good use here at university. But there are also some aspects in which I'm lacking because of the background. So I just wanted to share them with you. So in terms and skills I gained thanks to BTEC, when you come to university, you'll find that many of the teaching styles here are presentation based, so they're quite presentation styles through PowerPoints, and that comes in a lot of use when taking notes and stuff. Because when I was doing BTEC, that was also the way we were learning through presentations and sometimes workbooks. So it's quite familiar and comfortable when you first transition. And another skill I gained was my lab skills. So in BTEC, I was doing laboratory experiments pretty much every week. So that was very, very useful, especially through my foundation, because in foundation, you would be doing assessments every week that would count towards the end of your grade. That would help you go through, graduate into the M-Pharm degree, the first part. So the laboratory skills was very useful. I was quite familiar with the safety procedures and all the different techniques and all the equipment in the lab. So I felt very thankful that my BTEC had a lot of laboratory assessments in it. And yeah, and the writing skills was also something that was quite useful in BTEC because obviously it was very coursework based. I was very familiar with referencing and in-text citations, which is something, as Vicky mentioned, that is a way of assessment in the pharmacy course. So you do end up doing a bit of coursework here and there and essays. So having those referencing skills and in-text citations and experience with writing scientific reports was very, very useful. And as on the topic of coursework, obviously there are a few group courseworks and group works and posters that you'll end up doing in this degree, and that was also quite useful to have like some experience from BTEC, as it was the main way of being assessed. So in the foundation especially, you do end up doing a few posters as well, and I ended up getting really good grades on those because I was quite used to it thanks to the BTEC course. And yeah, with the negatives, obviously there was also the whole exam style assessments here at university. When I was in BTEC, as I mentioned before, it was mainly coursework based. So I would end up learning something, and a month later I would do the coursework for it, and then I wouldn't really go back to it at the end of the year. So that kind of has been a bit of a lacking on my side when I came. It might be that for others doing BTEC, it might be different from maybe GCSE in their backgrounds. But for me, that's the bit that was the hardest for me because I'm lacking in revision note skills, and obviously during BTEC you end up quite procrastinating when sometimes doing your coursework, and then you'd end up still with a good mark like a merit or distinction, but you can't really do that with the university course. So it does kind of bite you later on when you've procrastinated with your notes and stuff, which is what I'm going through right now with exams coming up so soon, and it's like a slap in the face for next year to be a bit more prepared for exams. So that's one negative, and another negative that I faced was just feedback for work, because when you come to university, obviously you do still get general feedbacks for things you do and you get your marks, but it's a lot less engaging with your teachers. When you're in BTEC, I was like very close to the teacher's not always working with them, and they would give you sometimes even resubmissions on some of your works, or give you feedback so you could try again. But obviously at university you're a bit more on your own, so you're going to have to learn how to be self-reflective and do things on your own and take care of yourself at university. So when the feedback bit of it is a bit of a part that I have to work on and learn to do my work and be able to tell where I've made a mistake before handing it in. So yeah, so that's been my experience so far with my course, and I hope that whoever that comes for the course works on maybe these aspects when it comes to negatives.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Bien. That was really, really interesting. We've had a couple of questions that have come through. So what I'll do is I'll start reading those off to you. So we've got a question that's come here. This is for you, Gian. So they've asked, what's your kind of favorite thing about studying the course?
Hi, yeah. So the best thing about the course really is you kind of get to study a bit of everything. It's not just, as anyone would assume, it's not just chemistry and biology. It's very much you get to learn about how to have social kind of interactions with patients, and you get to learn a bit about law. You get to learn a little bit about the history of medicines and all the different aspects. My favorite part is definitely being able to learn consultation, being able to speak to patients. Obviously, this year because of COVID, we haven't been able to do a lot of go into hospitals and actually learn a bit more to do it face to face. But just learning the whole skills of everything is quite great. And yeah, it's just like the practical sides of it is very, very, very cool. And being able to help people really and learn how to, how to react to symptoms, what to tell a patient when they're going through symptoms. So there's a lot of things that are great. This medicine discovery and design module is quite amazing as well, because you start learning about how drugs interact and all about what kind of skills you may gain in order to go maybe into the industrial side of pharmacy and learn how to create drugs yourselves, or with delivery of drugs, active ingredients. So there are a lot of aspects. It's just such a broad subject. You can do anything with it. So if you just learn a lot of things, and even if you don't like an aspect of the course, there will be something else that you really like in the course. No one really likes the same thing in the course. That's the great thing about it.
And another question for you, Jen. Question is, was there any point you felt disadvantaged, or actually was it you were kind of at a similar level to those who studied A levels and it wasn't a worry?
Chemistry side of it a little bit. Some A level students who came with a chemistry background were finding it a lot easier when we were going through. Well, personally, I was going through the foundation route. So there were aspects of the chemistry foundation module that I hadn't learned, which kind of made me work a little harder than another student with A levels. But I wouldn't say it's a big significant difference, and it's still quite doable. So they really ease you into everything. If you do go through the foundation course, it's like a refresher really for everything you've studied, maybe a bit more details. But in the first part, MPharm, your first year, they kind of assume that everyone has the same, everyone hasn't started the same background. So they kind of make sure to give you that background anyway. So anyone from any background could really do well in that course. It just depends on how you go about it throughout and how you learn. Yeah.
Brilliant. That's really interesting. Thank you. It's really good how you said about how in the foundation year they kind of catch everyone up to the same level. So that's really brilliant. Thank you. Oh, we've had another question just come in. They've asked, what's your top tip for being a BTEC student going on to university? Have you got any top tips for somebody?
Yeah, if I had to look back and when I transitioned from BTEC to pharmacy, I would have really tried during the summer maybe enhance my math skills, so mental arithmetics, anything like because when you go into the foundation or the first year, you do end up with this pharmaceutical calculations exam. They teach you all the content for the pharmaceutical calculations, but it helps a lot if you do have good math skills that you don't need, like you're quite good without a calculator. So enhancing your multiplications, your long divisions, all of those things, just trying to practice with those really helps for those exams. And I would say if you have time, look into create how you would make revision notes and kind of develop that as well, because when you go into your course, you kind of are given a lot of content. Obviously, science is quite heavy content, so you throughout the weeks will need to have a good system going on where you know how to organize your notes for the end of the year assessments. So I would say have a good plan that you stick to for the entire year. So when your revisions come and you don't end up like me, you could end up with a better chance with your exams, and you can be more confident. My exams are quite soon, and I'm still quite I'm kind of I'm studying and I'm doing well, but I could have studied a bit earlier, started a bit earlier, and have had better revision notes. I could have gone about it better. So that's my top 2 tips before you come into the course.
Brilliant, really good top tips there. And it was really interesting what you said earlier. One of your things you noted a bit of a difficult was the not having done exams as a part of your BTEC, and obviously there is exams as a part of the undergraduate course. So that's, it's a really good good thing for people to be aware of.
I speak from experience.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, fantastic hearing from your own personal experiences as to what it's like. But really great as well for some of the highlights that you indicated. You're being used to coursework and group work, and how that's going to set you up nicely. That's brilliant. But thank you so much to both for today and for talking with us. It's been really interesting, and it's really fantastic to hear much more about kind of BTECs and university, because I know there can sometimes be some taboos and some myths and things that aren't quite correct. So it's really great for you to be able to talk to us today and to let us know kind of what's the facts. But yeah, we'll close it there, and thank you so much for coming.